My question for Cincinnati would be, do you guys really plan on keeping all three of these guys? And if you don't, what's the holdup? Right?
To appease the quarterback.
Is that what it is?
Probably.
Is he stupid?
No, I think he's wising up. Like he's, I talked about the Pro Bowl, talked about the Super Bowl, him doing his rounds, doing interviews. Seems like he was bugged.
Maybe.
About bad defense and keeping it all together. Like, they should have been ahead of this on Chase. They waited until now. It's almost tag deadline. Now we're talking to Chase, which pisses off Tee Higgins.
And by the way, he might be stupid. He's a good quarterback, but I don't know.
Yeah.
He might be an idiot.
Yeah.
He might think that there are teams that just pay for two top receivers.
Yeah, they're one of the top two receivers in the league. They should pay them. That's like what he's thinking.
No, but where are the other teams that do that?
Miami. Waddle and Hill.
Where's Waddle on the list of guys in terms of his...
Top 10 guy.
Is he?
I would think so. I think he runs great routes. I really do.
No, I'm talking about his money.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think he's like 28 to 30.
All right, so he is? He's that high?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, and I think Hill's over 30. So that's part of the problem down there with I want out now. Him and Drew Rosenhaus. We're going to get our money. Yeah, I remember the...
oh, man. So you nailed that.
Yeah, did I?
You just nailed it.
28?
Yeah. No, it's... in terms of where he ranks.
Yeah.
He is currently 7th on the list of average per year at 28.25.
Thank you.
You nailed it all.
Yeah. And I know what
they've got two guys in the top 7.
He was on his rookie deal this year.
And they suck.
Yeah.
That's
so the contract kicks in this coming year?
That's what it looks
All right,
like,
so this will be the first year that they pay
Yeah.
two guys at the same time.
Yeah, but then they're paying a quarterback, too, immensely. Like, that's the biggest comparison I look at because Joe Burrow's up there in money. He just redid his deal. So Miami's the closest thing where you're paying a quarterback and two receivers. Okay, then you're paying edge guys. Then you're paying a corner.
Here's a question I have for Miami. How long is that going to continue?
Not sure.
No way they do that for 4 or 5 years.
I don't think you can survive that way. That doesn't really happen anymore.
They're going to move on from somebody.
Yeah.
But then what does your $50 million quarterback look like when you don't have those two receivers?
Well,
that's
the problem San Francisco's going through now. Like, okay, they moved Debo. They were trying to move Aiyuk, and now they're coming to the realization they're going to have to pay Brock Purdy probably $60 million a year. Or do you want to reset at quarterback? Like, now, at some point, receipts do come due.
So starting this year, it's Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith is $25 million.
Yeah.
And A.J. Brown is $32.
Yep. And
that won't last.
Hurts is up there, yeah.
That won't last.
Hurts is what? Hurts is the highest paid quarterback, I think, right now as it goes. Oh, and that deal got done a year ago.
Because the money you're talking about for Tee Higgins is north of 30, and the money you're talking about for Jamar Chase is north of 35.
That's why Josh Sweat is going to bounce,
Which means you would be approaching $70 million a year for two wide receivers. Yeah. That would be a first.
And you got a good tight end.
That's never happened.
And you have a good tight end. And you have two good nose tackles, You got some good corners. Darius Slay, they cut him yesterday. Philly's starting to cut some guys. So...
Okay, but this is all the more reason that the Patriots can get aggressive this offseason when it comes to receivers because you're not paying your quarterback right now. And you don't have another receiver that you're
not paying your quarterback. You're not paying your quarterback next year either.
No.
Or the year after.
This is the time to take advantage of it.
Yeah, he's just completed year 1. This isn't Mac Jones year 3, and you're going to have to worry about picking up some option. You got years till you have to worry about picking up Drake May's option. So,
yeah.
Welcome to free agency. Let's go. That's my point. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Elliot.
This should be the guy they're going after, though. This should be the guy that they get aggressive for.
Maybe they are. Maybe they quietly are.
He's the best option of all the names we've put out there.
He is, but what I don't want to see, though, is like this kind of playing out slowly, and all of a sudden Devontae Adams comes off the board because you're waiting on Tee Higgins, and Cooper Kupp comes off the board because you're waiting on Tee Higgins. And now all of a sudden, somehow the Bengals come to agreement with Higgins on a long-term deal, and you're sitting there going, plan B and C are now off the board, so what are we going to do moving forward? I don't know.
Well, this is where, you got to have this deal done by the beginning of tampering of free agency, next weekend. When the numbers start coming in and teams start agreeing, preemptive. You need a preemptive strike.
Well, it could be a busy week, man.
I hope so.
Could be. Hope it is. Fingers crossed that it is. And that they do, in fact, get to the bottom of whatever it is that's going to happen there in Cincinnati with these players. And can you pry them out of there? I mean, your best bet is to start talking to the agent and tampering with the agent is what your best bet is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get the agent to get in his head, say, it's not that bad to pop and leave, and you're going to get paid, and you can be the one there. You need to You need to circle a guy and go get it, not just have the third or fourth guy, as I said, fall into your lap.
He doesn't seem very happy
No.
based on his tweets.
He's never been happy there, really. He and Chase.
No, I think he's happy with the team in terms of his teammates and playing there and his coaches. I think he's unhappy with the contract situation.
Yeah, of course.
He's already been tagged once.
So to your point, if you're the Patriots, make them more unhappy. They're only going to give you we're going to offer you $35 million a year.
Yeah.
It's nice money.
It is nice money. Yeah, no, that is.
Like you're at the point, you put yourself in this position, you have to do that. You're going to have to overpay. Is what it is.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Overpaying
You'll be
okay.
okay. You'll be okay.
You're going to survive it.
In 3 years, you'll be okay, and that'll be a mid-range contract.
What about other stuff that could happen this week? You start talking about trades like this. Don't you think there's the possibility of the Patriots trading away one of their own players this week?
Yes.
Leading into free agency?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just the Godshaw situation, which I think does get resolved at some point by way of trade.
Are you picking up the phone on Duggar?
If someone calls?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm picking up the phone on just about anybody.
Yeah.
The only two untouchables would be Gonzalez and May. I'm not trading either one of those guys.
Because there's one thing that sticks with me that they came to be at the end of the season with Rodney Harrison went on Football Night America, and he says, everybody's looking at the outside. You know, what players can you add for New England, who's basically hit rock bottom here the last 2 years? He goes, I'd look at your own players that you re-signed here. So he's been looking at somebody on that defense, it tells me, that is way overpaid. And Rodney plays the safety position, or played the safety position, and that tells me he's watching the safety. And maybe he thinks Duggar's overpaid.
Well, I think Duggar was also playing hurt last year.
Absolutely, 100%. An ankle. Bad one.
So I think if you're grading him out based on his performance last season, I don't think that's completely fair.
Or the interviews with us. Yeah.
Well, the interviews with us were not
They're
good. They've never
outstanding.
been good, but that's not his strength. His strength is putting fear into opposing receivers.
Hitting people. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Kyle. Good player. But, I mean, dude, do you have to give something up to get something really, really freaking good, you know? So that back and forth. You're trying to tweak your team here.
Also, Phil Perry brings up the possibility of another trade. And industry sources, according to Phil Perry, believe Jacoby Myers could be an option for the Patriots for a trade going into the final year of his deal with the Raiders.
Interesting.
Does that intrigue you?
Yeah, it does. Because at least he competes for the football, gets open, and is a fighter, and I think he's a good stick mover on third down. Like, you need reliable guys on third down. Like, Mac went to him all the time when he was in trouble. And he's not a breakaway receiver. He doesn't great separation, but he is productive. And he knows Josh's system. So
I would be devastated if that's the move, if that's the number one receiver that you bring back in.
No, he's saying in addition. I don't think you didn't phrase that as bringing him in as the number
I'm just
one.
saying it's a possibility. It's as far as upgrades go.
He would add to the room.
Yeah,
He would add.
he's
Would
an
he make-
upgrade, but
Would he make it better?
It would be bad for Baker. Yes.
Should they make? Would you be all right? So there's one name. He would make them better. I think we all agreed make them better. Should they make another run at Brandon Aiyuk?
I'd make another round. I'm at the same money. I wouldn't give more.
Well, why would you have to give him more? He just signed the new deal.
That's true.
He got his money.
Yeah. That's true.
You think he's a legit number one, Zoe?
I don't. I don't think Debo's the number one. Like that whole thing balances itself with Kittle and with CMC. Like they put you in spread. They're tough guys to cover if you got to dictate which guys won. And Shanahan gets them on, trying to overflood one way and get a guy free the other. Throwing the seam ball, all that stuff. I don't think he's one.
He has an option bonus that he has to get paid on April 1st. That is $23 million.
The only thing that gives me pause with him is the way that he handled himself last year, even after getting paid.
Couldn't even call Mayo back.
Taking the shorts off at practice with Kyle Shanahan and all that stuff, and just being a distraction there in San Francisco after getting your money.
It's a dick move.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have uniform code at
it's
practice.
Here it is. Let's see. He's due a 15.4. This is Ayuk's thing. $15.4 million option bonus on March 22nd. Sorry. I'm reading the wrong thing. I had it right. 22.855 is what he's due on the 1st. The reason why Debo got traded when he did is they owed him $15.4 million on March 22nd.
Gotcha.
The option bonus on Aiyuk, because I said it, I'm like, it's $23 million. Why did I have that wrong? It's $23 million, 22.855 that they have to pay on the 1st of April. which is leading some to believe they will move him this month. That they don't want to spend the cash. And that they would like to have someone else foot that bill. You got to imagine that coming off the injury, what they'd have to give up, plus the money they'd have to pay him that's due on the contract to an injured player. What if you can make that deal happen again?
Well, it's a lot less than the compensation was going to be last offseason. Last year we were talking about a future first for him. Now all of a sudden, I don't think that's the case.
No.
Fourth round or something like that,
Yeah,
maybe?
talking third, fourth, yeah. Third the highest, yeah.
I think there could be something there, guys.
That sets a mark. Like Debo went for a fifth. Like it's kind of sets the standard for what's his trading scale going to be.
Where do you put him in your available wide receiver rankings, though?
Is he available?
Okay.
Like Tee Higgins, Devontae Adams to me are in a different category.
I'd take both those guys over him.
Yeah.
I would not take Devontae Adams before Brandon Aiyuk. I think there are concerns about how productive Devontae Adams could be. Not to say I wouldn't want to do it, because I do.
Yeah.
I do. But I would not put him as a top option. I would put him as one of the fallbacks if you can't get a younger player. And to me, Brandon Aiyuk represents a younger player, assuming he gets back to health, can help you for the next 4 years instead of the next 1 or 2. So I put Brandon Aiyuk and Tee Higgins at the top before I default back to the short-term overpaid fixes of the aging wide receivers. And that's the category I have Devontae Adams in.
Amari Cooper proved me wrong. Like, on aging guys, I have this perception of aging guys. Once you hit over 30, 32, like, your gas isn't in your legs anymore. But if you really run good routes, you get away with stuff. You can. That's why veteran receivers are better than the young ones, because they know how to get open. You know how to use corners in this league. And Amari proved me wrong when he went to Cleveland. Still played well. Flacco was throwing him the ball a lot. I think Adams could kill you. I do. I think he could break the huddle. You're looking at the offense. If you're a defense coordinator, you want to find out where 17 is lining up. That number's available here, right? 17. Yeah, be nice.
I believe so.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. How about that?
It's good intel.
And it feels like Zoe just doubled down on it.
Well, I mean, he's at the combine talking to Dylan, all these guys, not me. It's good intel. This stretch guy, very important.
Well,
guy.
you say that so confidently that it will lead people to say, oh.
That was almost like a good job, kid.
Yeah,
You
that was
found
almost
out,
like,
too.
pat him on the head. You did a good job.
Attaboy.
Good boy.
It's called an attaboy.
Attaboy.
You're on the right track.
Do you feel let me phrase it this way. This is just an opinion, right, Zoe?
It is an opinion.
In your opinion,
My opinion is
do you
based on
think
who
that is
people I've
really
talked
good
to.
reporting by Andrew Callahan?
Yeah. I think Mike's in charge.
Well, that's great news.
Big time. Mike is in
Excellent
charge.
news.
Mike is in charge. Mike runs the room. Stretch is extremely important to the pecking order of everybody down there. That's his guy.
At best, he's third. At best. I'm pleased.
I mean, there's obviously contract technicalities that I think have been overlooked here.
Are we going to have a
Right.
Packer Way book burning in the parking lot later? What are we doing now?
No.
What happens now?
No, changes that are being made down there are due to Mike.
So Mike's in charge.
Mike-
Stretch, John Stryker. Do we have to call him Stretch? Like,
I think you like
prefer
Stretch.
if we did.
Striker, because Striker reminds me. He's Striker.
I got to be honest
No one
with
ever
you.
calls him John Stryker.
Well,
It's Stretch.
I'm gonna call him John Stryker.
I'm gonna call him Stretch.
Because do you know why? You call someone Stretch, it feels like a kid's nickname or something. Like you're.
I think it's a cool nickname because it's not like Zippy or it's Stretch. Striker, Stretch. Yeah, it's off the straw. Striker. He's the header. Yeah, football.
Stretch, I think, minimizes his importance. It's a childish sort of nickname to me. I feel like it minimizes him, and I think all of a sudden he's very important.
What do you call him, Vrabel? Vrabel or Vrabes? You going Vrabes?
You got to go Vrabel.
I call him Vrabel.
Coach Vrabel.
Yeah.
Vrabel and Stryker, 1 and 2. And maybe, at best, Elliot Wolf is the third guy in charge right now. I would say, wait, so Ryan Cowden is here and he's not? There's 2 guys above Elliot Wolf and one of them isn't Ryan Cowden? That's surprising to me. So I'm going to say, let's put Elliot fourth. Yeah?
Put him wherever you want.
The
He's not
coup is
meddling.
complete.
Yeah, okay.
Just
All right.
Daddy's home. Just remember that. You were told that. Remember, Daddy's. That things are gonna be okay.
Well, I don't call Mike Vrabel Daddy, that's for sure. I call him Vrabel, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
You can call him Daddy all you
not.
want.
No, I'm not.
You just call him. You keep
I
calling him
wasn't
Daddy.
told to
It's
call.
weird.
You were told to call.
You just keep calling him Daddy.
You were told that. Hey, just Daddy's home. Don't worry. Just don't worry.
All right. Well, this
You
is
were
good.
addressed,
This
not
is
me.
excellent
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
It's excellent news. Vrabel 1, Stryker 2, Wolf at best 3. That's it. So that means he's going to lose his job soon. That means it's over for him.
I don't think that doesn't mean he's gonna lose his job.
Yeah, no, this spring they'll push him out after the draft, which what I thought was going to happen, but I started to get concerned. So they're just putting a good face on it. They'll conduct the search, and off he goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Pats are in a good spot then. I've got more faith in them now than I did a couple of days ago.
I want to get players. That's what I want to do. I want to start getting some damn.
Great job, great reporting, Andrew Callahan.
Yeah.
Tip of the cap to him on that one. That's putting it in no uncertain terms. That's saying this is the order.
Lines up with things I've heard.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. You're unbelievable.
I could do that.
Okay, Zone Nuggets today. These are the Zone Nuggets of the day. Maybe they're quietly pursuing Tee Higgins.
Yep.
Nugget. Nugget number 2.
They're after Tee Higgins.
Okay.
Zolak. Patriots after Tee Higgins. Also Zolak. Vrabel 1, Stryker
No, I
2.
did say
Lines up with things you've heard.
I said it's pretty good reporting right there.
Patriots outsider Scott Zolak.
No. I said the report,
All right.
not my report. His
Okay.
Andrew Callahan's report.
All right.
Seems pretty spot on to me.
Hey, this is a great day. I don't know if everyone's recognizing this great day for what it is. They're after Tee Higgins, and they've minimized Elliott Wolf. They've put him in the closet.
You've minimized Elliott
They've
Wolf.
shoved him in the locker.
Mark Bertrand minimizes it.
You and I haven't minimized him. Andrew Callahan's reporting minimized him, and then you backed it up.
I said he's done a good job reporting. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm not minimizing anybody. They have minimized him. Mike Vrabel has minimized him. The New England Patriots have minimized him.
It's like Austin Powers. Mini-me, move down the bench.
Yes. I have done nothing. I have no power in this.
You sure don't.
I have none. But it sounds like it's legit. Elliott's getting pushed out and pushed around.
It's amazing how you phrase it.
Well, that's what it is. That's just what it is. I'm not. Okay. No. He was the top dog in personnel. Now he's third in charge, and that's not getting pushed out? That's a takeover, is what it is. Call it for what it is.
You had a problem in football. You're bringing in a guy to fix football, and his name's Mike Vrabel.
Well, who do you want?
It's power.
And then I know a lot of people said, well, Mike Vrabel doesn't have any sort of amazing track record as a personnel person. Yeah, but it's got to be better than Elliott Wolf's.
Yeah, it's a low bar.
Like his intel and his ability to look at players and know if they're going to be a good player
Right.
or a mediocre player, I trust him way more based on his life in football
Look at his
versus
track
Elliott
record.
Wolf's.
Look at his
Give me a
track
break.
record. Look at his trend. He's been at Ohio State. He's been in Houston. He was the linebackers coach. He went to coordinator. Then he became a head coach. Like he's run the gamut.
He spent a lifetime in football.
Yes.
Played it at a very high level. He knows what it takes to win. He knows what a good player is. I'll give him all those things.
Down at the combine, he was running the room, their room. So,
Oh, happy day. Happy, happy day. And we need it. It's been a bad year.
he's a guy that doesn't have to have his hand held when you're interviewing players and coaches and stuff. So,
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.